Part of me always felt disappointed in myself. Disappointed for some of the poor choices that I made. For not protecting the little girl inside of me. For not putting myself first. For not choosing me. I was raised by my grandmother, Jacinth, in Richmond, St. Mary, Jamaica. I remember having to bring water in my head up and down these hills, having to climb these hills daily to go to school. Even sometimes there's no water, so we have to go hike to the river to take a bath. I remember sometimes even being surrounded by a lot of family members, but still being alone. I was here with my grandma while my parents were in the States trying to make ends meet. Life growing up was rough. My grandmother did the best she could, but at the end of the day, every child needs their mom and dad. That one-on-one love, that one-on-one connection. And I didn't feel like I had that. My grandmother really inspired me to not allow anyone to take my power from me. And I remember her taking me to church every Sunday, religiously, and taking me to school. And I really admired her growing up. She taught me entrepreneurship. She had her own store. She sold food, clothes, whatever grandma can sell, she sold. And I really saw what it's like to just be your own boss and be in control of your dreams. And she taught me that. She really, really inspired me. And I don't think she knows how much of an impact she had on my life. She really had a huge impact on my life. I remember the little girl, Jacinth, just very shy, believe it or not. I felt like I owed the little girl inside of me life, power, to be free. And that's one thing I was on a quest to figure out and to find any means necessary, how to get my freedom back, how to be free on all levels. I wanted to give her that because I felt like she lost that. She lost that freedom, that color to life. And me wanting to free the little girl inside of me, and also me wanting to free the 29-year-old woman inside of me who felt captive, who felt lost, who felt hurt, who felt betrayed. I had to give them freedom. And that was my job. That was my quest, to give both of them freedom and freeing myself in totality. And I knew in order for me to go to that level, I had to go through a certain level of healing. I had to first heal. One of the hardest things that I had to learn to do was to forgive. How did I get here? A couple years ago, at 29, I found myself lost, broke, and just at a place where I lost all faith, hope. I just felt like life was stripped away from me right before my eyes. And I felt like I was at a place of no return. At 29, going through a bad divorce with 2 kids involved, having to move back to my mother's house with 5 garbage bags, to be exact, with my clothes, and staying in her attic with my 2 kids and I on a full-size bed. And I remember one day I was just staring into the ceiling, watching the fan, and questioning God just became a norm because I was so angry. Didn't know, how did I get here? Why me? And why did this have to happen to me? What did I do that bad to deserve this? Yeah. At that point, all I knew was how to be a wife and a mother. But who was Jacinth? I really didn't know who I was. I was lost. Looking back, I now realize that I never really witnessed true love. I didn't really know what love really meant because I didn't have it within. And growing up, I never witnessed it in terms of an example of what true love looks like in a marriage or a relationship, I finally stood my grounds and chose me. I was tired of living in someone else's shadow, sacrificing my happiness and heart desires for theirs. Many people think because you love yourself more, that means you love them less. And that's not the case. In order for you to love someone else, you have to know what it's like to love yourself. Self-love. Knowing who you are, whose you are, your identity, your purpose. That comes first and foremost before anything. So I had to learn to focus on myself, my purpose, my children, my happiness, and who I was, and who I was meant to be. I found the power to forgive when I figured out that the power in forgiving is freeing myself. Forgiving the people who offended me, forgiving myself, and forgiving God, because I was so angry. I was angry at myself. I was angry at God for allowing certain things to happen to me. I was angry at the people who did me wrong, the people I trusted the most, the people who I let my guards down for. I had to forgive. Forgiveness is not about the offenders. The forgiveness is about you taking your power back, not allowing anything to keep you in bondage, not allowing anything to keep you shackled up, imprisoned. And forgiveness for me was that key. Who would have thought my forgiveness would have led to my purpose, my love after? In the quest of finding my purpose, I decided to write a book. In writing my book is where I found freedom to express myself. It really started out as a journal. And from the journal, it dawned on me that all of my trials and tribulation can be used as a testimony to be a blessing to someone else, to pay it forward, to help someone come to a place of healing, come to a place of restoration, come to a place of finding who they are, finding their voice, finding their purpose. And that's what love after really means.
Hey, Integrants, what's up? Right now we have in the building a beautiful multi-award winning actress, model, film producer, and a mom who was born and raised in St. Mary, Jamaica. And Integrants, we are talking about none other than Jacinth Headlam, live in the building right now. Welcome, Jacinth.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
You think this is an ordinary interview? You think you can walk in here, Miss Jacinth Headlam, Miss Actress, and just talk about your book with time?
Daytime Live, we are joined by actress and author Jacinth Headlam, who's here to talk about her new book and her movie project. Welcome!
Love After has given me the platform to be able to reach many people, especially here on the island. Since I've been here, I've done many news, media, press, being able to go to the schools and empower the youths and empower these girls and these little boys.
Always remember to don't give up on your dreams, don't give up on your hope, stay true to your dreams, because every dream will come, you just have to work hard. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Not only did I have to grow as a person, but I felt compelled to find my true voice. My purpose is to help others come to a place of healing and restoration, to find themselves, to find their voice, to find their love after within themselves. I want everyone to come to a place of dying to self, whatever it is that's holding you captive, to be able to die from that and to come to a place of rebirth, resurrection, choosing yourself, finding your love after. Because there's love after. And I want us all to be able to embrace that within ourselves. That there's love after. Whatever it is, there's love after that. Had I known that forgiveness was one thing that was tied to my freedom, I would have done it a long time ago, but everything happens when it's supposed to in its rightful time.